On July 26, 2024, a seemingly ordinary day, a quiet Saturday in Traverse City, Michigan, a place often celebrated for its serene atmosphere and close-knit community, was shattered by sudden violence at the local Walmart supercenter, an event that would forever alter the town's perception of safety. The store, usually filled with families going about their weekend shopping, and tourists eager to explore the local offerings, became the scene of chaos at approximately 4:45 p.m. as the tranquility of the afternoon was abruptly replaced by panic and fear. A 42-year-old Michigan resident, for reasons yet unknown, launched a random and brutal attack, turning what should have been a routine shopping trip into a harrowing nightmare for everyone involved. Traverse City, a community known far and wide for its peaceful charm, stunning scenic beauty, and welcoming atmosphere, was left in shock and disbelief as the news of the attack spread like wildfire. The randomness and sheer brutality of the act stunned everyone present, leaving them grappling with a sense of vulnerability and disbelief. No one, in their wildest dreams, could have predicted such terror descending upon this otherwise tranquil and idyllic town. In moments, the checkout area, a place typically associated with mundane transactions and casual conversations, became the epicenter of fear, confusion, and unimaginable horror. Sheriff Michael Shea, addressing the shaken community later that evening, reminded everyone that, tragically, no place, regardless of its perceived safety, is entirely immune to the potential for violence. The attack has undeniably forced the residents of Traverse City into a difficult and necessary national conversation about public safety, mental health, and community resilience. For those who were present and directly impacted by the events of that day, the memory of that day will undoubtedly linger for years to come, a constant reminder of the fragility of peace. It will forever be etched as a somber and unforgettable chapter in the city's history, a testament to both the darkness that can emerge and the enduring strength of community in the face of tragedy. The attack began suddenly, erupting in the crowded checkout area of the busy Walmart. It was a scene of ordinary, everyday life, with shoppers going about their routines, unaware of the horror that was about to unfold. In a shocking and seemingly random act, the suspect wielded a folding knife, a common tool now turned into a weapon of violence. The blade glinted under the fluorescent lights, a stark contrast to the mundane setting. He targeted people at random, innocent bystanders caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. There was no apparent connection between the attacker and his victims, adding to the senselessness of the act. Eyewitnesses described initial confusion, a collective moment of disbelief as the reality of the situation began to sink in. That confusion turned instantly to terror as the scope of the violence became clear. People screamed and scattered, desperately trying to escape the danger. The man moved swiftly through the front of the store, his actions fueled by an unknown rage or motive. The violence was over in moments, a brief but devastating eruption that left a lasting scar on the community. But not before multiple people were seriously injured, their lives forever altered by this sudden and brutal attack. Law enforcement responded quickly, sirens wailing as officers raced to the scene, determined to stop the violence and bring the perpetrator to justice. They succeeded in apprehending the suspect and securing the scene, preventing further harm, and beginning the long process of investigation. Authorities confirmed he acted alone, reassuring the public that there was no immediate threat of further attacks. They stated there was no evidence of a larger plot, no indication that this was part of a coordinated effort. The choice of a simple folding knife, a tool easily purchased and carried, underscores how everyday objects can become deadly weapons in the hands of someone intent on causing harm. Shoppers fled or hid, seeking refuge in the aisles or running for the exits, the store echoing with screams and panic as the sense of safety and normalcy shattered. The suspect is now in custody, facing serious charges for his violent actions, but the community is left reeling, grappling with the aftermath of the tragedy and searching for answers to understand the incomprehensible. The investigation into his motives is just beginning, a complex and painstaking process to uncover the reasons behind this senseless act of violence. In a sudden and shocking turn of events, 11 people were injured in the violent stabbing spree. The incident left the community reeling and searching for answers. Shoppers and retail employees, going about their daily routines, were suddenly caught in a terrifying wave of violence. The familiar aisles of the store became a scene of chaos and fear. Initial reports indicated that 6 victims were in critical condition, their lives hanging in the balance as medical teams worked tirelessly. This grim statistic highlighted the severity and brutality of the attack, underscoring the urgent need for immediate and intensive medical intervention. As sirens wailed, all 11 victims were swiftly rushed to Munson Medical Center, the region's primary trauma center. There, a dedicated team of doctors, nurses, and medical staff worked urgently, employing every resource at their disposal to save lives and stabilize the injured. But the trauma extended far beyond the wounded individuals, rippling outwards to touch countless others. The shock and grief profoundly affected families, friends, and even those who simply witnessed the horrific events unfold. The hospital waiting room quickly transformed into a place of anxious waiting and hushed prayers. Families huddled together, desperately hoping for any sign of good news, any indication that their loved ones would pull through. For each victim, their life was irrevocably changed in an instant, their sense of safety shattered. The future now held a heavy cloud of uncertainty, filled with questions about recovery, rehabilitation, and the long-term impact of their injuries. The emotional toll on the entire community is profound and will undoubtedly be lasting, leaving scars that may take years to heal. Traverse City, a close-knit community unaccustomed to such senseless tragedy and violence, found itself grappling with unimaginable grief. Yet even in the face of such darkness, the community rallied together, offering unwavering support to the victims and their families. The road to recovery will be long and arduous for everyone touched by this senseless act, requiring sustained effort and compassion from the entire community. In the aftermath, law enforcement and Walmart officials addressed the public, vowing support and cooperation. Sheriff Shea praised the bravery of citizens who intervened, emphasizing that no area is immune to this type of activity. Walmart expressed shock and pledged to assist authorities. Witnesses like Tiffany DeFell described the scene as really scary, likening it to a nightmare. The swift arrest ended the immediate threat, but the emotional impact remains. The community is left to process the trauma and begin healing. Officials now focus on investigation and long-term recovery. Traverse City faces a new reality, united in grief and resilience. With the suspect in custody, investigators are piecing together what happened and why. Surveillance footage, witness interviews, and evidence collection are underway. The motive remains unclear, deepening the community's unease. News outlets continue to follow the story, awaiting updates from authorities. Traverse City, once known for its serenity, now grapples with the aftermath of mass violence. The sense of safety has been shaken, but the community's strength is evident. As the investigation unfolds, support for the victims remains the top priority. The path to healing will be long, but Traverse City stands together.